Deutsch? En français? Italiano?
English or Deutsch.
I thought you'd probably be pretty hungry, so the soup is pretty hot, so you might want to give that a few minutes, but here.
Thank you.
Are you feeling any better?
I think so. Yes, thank you. Where am I? Did you bring me here?
Yes, this is my home. You're welcome to stay here as long as you like. And, you know, help yourself to anything you need.
That's very kind of you, sir. Thank you very much.
Don't call me that. That's far too formal. You can call me Vash. Or you can call me by my country name if you
Switzerland,
really want
right?
to. That's right.
Mr. Austria and Miss Hungry told me a lot about you. Think I'll call you Switzy, if that's alright.
Yeah, that'd be alright. And you're Liechtenstein, right?
But you can call me Lily if you want to.
So what happened, Lily? Why were you in the rain alone? Is it the war?
Mr. Austria and Miss Hungry were taking care of me. But the war made everything difficult. My people are poor and hungry and defenseless. And I know I'm just a tiny nation, but I'm doing my very best. But it doesn't seem enough.
It's alright, Lily. I'll take care of you from now on.
What about you? You need to take care of yourself, too.
Don't worry about me. I can handle myself. You just worry about feeling better, yeah?
I wish I had known at the time how much you were sacrificing for me, big brother.
Come on now, Lily, don't do that. You know I've never minded setting aside my own needs in favor of yours.
I know, but I do want you to know that I'm very grateful.
I know. Look, do you want me to continue the story or not?
Of course I do.
Anyway, so once I was sure that you were properly recovering, I made it my mission to confront Roderick about why he had abandoned you.
Elizabeta and I didn't abandon her.
I know that now, but at the time I thought you had. And I was furious. I couldn't understand why or how you could do that to such a sweet and innocent young girl. And so I went to see you with the full intention of giving you a piece of my mind. But then I saw firsthand the devastation that you'd been going through due to the war. Roderick? Roderick! Roderick! Roderick? Roderick! 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 Are
Wenn Sie hier mich zu retten. Du bist spät, mein Schatz.
Ich bin jetzt hier. What can I do to help? Is this why you and Elisabetta abandoned Lily?
Was? We didn't abandon her. We could hardly take care of ourselves, much less the little girl. We've just gone through a world war, in case you hadn't noticed. Or perhaps you didn't notice hiding behind your big wall of neutrality.
I did notice. Roderick, I'm sorry.
You're sorry. I've just lost everything all over again, when I have almost convinced myself that I'm happy. And now you show up out of the blue to tell me that you're sorry.
I actually came here to get some answers about why I found Lily alone and on the brink of death.
Look around, Vash. The war has taken everything from all of us.
I see that now.
Well, I am glad that you could be so concerned about a young nation whom you haven't bothered to meet until now. Did concern over me ever cross your mind? Or do you truly not give a damn about me anymore?
Of course I give a damn about you, Roderick, and I have been worried about you.
But not enough to take at least an hour out of your day to check up on me, see if I'm still breathing.
Roderick, it isn't like that.
Well, it seems the war has treated you quite nicely, yeah? Neutrality has its benefits after all. Or so it would seem.
This war has been harder on me than you think. And that's not likely to change anytime soon now that I have Lily to take care of as well as myself.
I'm sorry, Vash, alright? Elisabetta and I tried our best to take care of her and we failed. Is that what you want to hear?
No, I'm not sure what I expected. I was just angry. I'm sorry.
Stop apologizing to me, Vash. Unless you're going to apologize for the right things.
The right things?
How about apologizing to me for leaving in favor of your independence so many centuries ago? Or for being a stubborn bastard every time I tried to get close to you? Or for not being there when I've needed you the most?
I'm truly sorry, Roderick, for all of those things.
9! Instead, you've decided that it'd be easier to treat me like I'm the dirt underneath your boot. Do you have any idea how many times I have let you go over the centuries? I've had to say goodbye to you over and over again. So I tried being happy with a husband. That didn't work out. Then I tried being happy with a wife, and that didn't work out either. And you want nothing to do with me, so I guess I'm just better off alone, yeah?
Your failed marriages are not my fault, Roderick. You got yourself into that mess, both times. So don't you dare go blaming that on me.
They had more to do with you than you realize, mein Schatz.
Stop calling that. I apologize for ruining your life so many times. You won't have to worry about that anymore. And you don't have to worry about Lily anymore either, assuming you ever did to begin with. I'll be taking care of her from now on.
Aber ich brauche dich auch, Vash. Ein Schatz. I did care about you, Lily. Elisabetta and I both did. We just couldn't manage to take care of you, and I'm very sorry for that.
I know. It's alright. I understand. The First World War was exceptionally hard on all of us.
And I'm sorry for treating you the way I did, Roderick. I had no right or reason to be so cold to you. I should have stayed. I should have taken care of both you and Lily.
Don't do that, Vash. You've already apologized to me a million times over since then. And there's really no point in regretting the past now, is there?
I suppose not. But the first half of the 20th century was particularly hard on you, and it might not have been if I weren't so stubborn.
About that. I suppose it's my turn to tell my side of things a bit, yeah?
Oh yes, please do.
Well, after World War I and my divorce from Elisabetta, I was left with virtually nothing. And so I had no choice but to swallow my pride and turn to my younger brothers for assistance. And so I was sort of hoping that the two of you would be willing to help out your older brother. Only for a little while. Until I can get back on my feet.
Yeah, of course we'll help you out, Bruder. Hey, West.
What do you need, Roderick? Money?
That would help as a start, yeah?
You need political assistance and all that stuff, yeah? Hey, why don't you move in with us for a little while? I mean, we have plenty of room. And money, and food, and political power. We have everything you need. Well, except for all that fancy music stuff of yours. But you could bring all that stuff here, eh, Best? Don't we have a piano around here somewhere?
We have a harpsichord, Gilbert.
I have no idea what that is, but it's close enough, right?
Alright, listen. Roderick, I understand that you're in quite the predicament. And we can lend you money and provide you with food or political assistance if you need it. But I'm not so sure that you moving in with us for a while is the best idea.
What? Ludwig, brother! I am actually ashamed of you right now. Roderick needs our help and you want to turn him away.
I'm not turning him away, Gilbert. I'm offering all we can. But it's difficult enough with the two of us living here right now.
Oh, Best! Big brother here has been through a very dramatic experience called divorce. Oh yeah, and the major four. The least we could do is let him crash on our sofa for a little while, yeah?
Nine, Gilbert, it's alright. I don't really want to impose
Oh,
my
shut up, Beethoven. Quit playing the aristocrats for 5 minutes, will ya?
You're not imposing, Roderick. And we won't have you crash on our sofa. We'll have a proper guest room made up for you, of course.
Looks like you're moving in, Mozart.
Is that what I'm doing, Ludwig?
You're our brother, Roderick. So yeah, our home is open to you, if and when you need it.
Danke, kleiner Bruder.
But I have a lot of antiques in this house, so don't break anything. And no playing your music early in the morning and late at night. And try to keep everything clean, especially the kitchen. Verstanden?
Verstanden? Surprisingly, living with my two younger brothers again wasn't that bad. In fact, despite Gilbert's constantly annoying behavior, the whole experience was almost pleasant, nostalgic. But then, World War II erupted, and everything changed.
Du bist
When Ludwig lost the war, and he and Gilbert split their land, I was caught in the middle, and so I tried to distance myself. The Allies occupied me, and again I found myself in a dangerous situation without help.
I'm so sorry, Roderick.
Me too.
Hey, I'm not telling you my side of the story to depress you both.
But you didn't warn us that your side would be so sad.
I knew you had it rough during those years, Roderick, but I didn't realize just how much.
But I'm finally to the part where things take a much more pleasant turn, at least politically. Believe it or not, it was a certain Alfred F. Jones who provided me the most assistance in finally declaring my own independence as a nation.
Why is that surprising? He's sort of the king of independence, isn't he?
I just never expected that he would help me, or that I would get along with him. Honestly, when I first met him, I wanted to put a muzzle on him just to get a little peace and quiet.
He's not that bad. I think he's funny. And it was awfully nice of him to help you.
It was, yeah. And in addition to my independence, I was also granted everlasting neutrality, which someone wasn't too happy about at first for some reason.
I was actually both relieved and ecstatic about it, but I was still being stubborn, and so I wouldn't admit it. Not even to myself.
Yeah? What is this? Vash, it's been a long time. It's good to see you.
Don't bother with the pleasantries, Roderick. This isn't a friendly reunion.
Ah, I see. Well, that's disappointing.
I'm only here because I've been informed that you've declared independence and permanent neutrality.
Yeah, and?
And that makes us allies.
Yeah, and is that a problem?
You tell me.
I don't see it as a problem, but I get the feeling that you do. Why are you always so angry with me, Vash?
Maybe because you're always making foolish decisions. Decisions that hurt you and everyone else around you.
Danke für die Erinnerung, Vash.
It's true, isn't it? Maybe you shouldn't have married a fellow nation every few centuries just to save your own ass. Didn't work out well for you either time, did it?
Well, maybe you shouldn't have left me in the first place.
I'm not here to senselessly argue with you, Roderick.
You could have fooled me. Now why are you here?
I'm just here to make sure we're on the same page.
And which page is that?
You have no idea how to be independent or neutral. And I do. But just because we're allies now, don't expect to come crying to me whenever you run into trouble.
I've really missed you, Vash. I've thought a lot about you over the years, and now when I'm finally able to see you again, that's all you have to say to me? In that case, I will abide by your neutrality and make the sincerest attempt to avoid you at all costs. If that's what you truly want.
It is.
Why are you still standing there?
Was?
Aren't we finished? You have made your intentions perfectly clear, and I have agreed to abide by them. I don't see what more there is to discuss.
What did you do today while I was out?
Well, there were some pretty flowers growing out in the yard. So I picked some of them and put them in vases around the house. I put one of the vases in your bedroom. I hope you don't mind.
Of course I don't. That's very kind of you, Danka. What kind of flowers are they?
They're your flowers, big brother. Edelweiss. It's your national flower, isn't it?
Yes. It's his too.
Who?
Roderick.
Is that where you went today? Is that why you're so sad?
Do I seem sad?
You're usually angry when you talk about Mr. Austria, but today you're just sad. You saw him today, the first time in a long while, right? Did seeing him today, after a long while, make you sad?
Yeah, I suppose it did.
Is that because you miss him so much?
What? I didn't miss him.
Are you sure, big brother? You seem to think about him quite a lot.
Why would you say that?
Because anytime I say anything that even remotely reminds you of him, your face gets all pink and you get upset.
Oh, well, that doesn't mean anything.
Mr. Austria would act the same way whenever I said anything that reminded him of you. When I was living with him and was hungry. I don't understand. If you and Mr. Austria miss each other and think about each other so much, why don't you spend more time together?
It's complicated, Lily, okay? Maybe someday when you're a little older, you'll understand.
You first told me this story the very next day after that, big brother. And even though I'm older now and I've heard the story so many times over the years, I still don't really understand what took the both of you so long to be happy together.
Like I keep telling you, I was stubborn.
So what changed?
A certain someone sent him a certain something that he was never supposed to read, remember?
Yeah, but you know, if I hadn't, it might have been another 1,000 years before the two of you finally got together. And besides, it wasn't like I was intentionally going through your things and being overly curious much.
You read through my old diary, Lily. And then you tore out a page from it and sent it to Roderick without my knowledge.
Mine? I didn't read through your diary. I only read that page about Mr. Austria. I mean Roderick. And when I did, it was so beautiful and sad, big brother. I knew that Roderick had to read those words. He had to know because you had obviously never told him. And in my defense, you're the one who asked me to clean out your old study. You shouldn't have left something so personal in there for someone to find. Wait, does this mean I get to hear more details about that part of the story?
Details?
Big brother usually skips through this part because he gets all blushy and embarrassed.
I do not.
Oh, you mean like he's doing right now?
Yeah.
Well, some of those details aren't particularly appropriate for a young girl's ears.
Roderick!
If you'd let me finish, some of those details aren't appropriate, so I won't mention them. But I think I can provide a bit more of the stories than Vash is willing to. But Lily, how did you know that I would come over to confront Vash about that page of the diary? How did you know when I would come over? How did you manage to set everything else up?
I have no idea what you mean.
She had a silent partner named Elizabetha.
Hey, I promised her I wouldn't tell Roderick that she helped.
You didn't. I did.
Why am I not surprised?
Hello, Mr. Austria. Please, come in. Big brother's expecting you.
He is.
Please, wait for him in the dining room. And please, feel free to help yourself to the wine.
Doesn't like him. Oh, what the hell?
Lily, what are you talking about? The lights in here seem to be working just fine. What are you doing here?
I thought you were expecting me.
No, I wasn't. And why are you drinking my vintage wine? This was an Independence anniversary gift from Francis, you know. It's worth over 4,000 euro.
I'm sorry, Vasha. I didn't know that you... You know what? Never mind. Clearly, this was a bad idea. There was some miscommunication. I'll leave.
No, wait. I mean, it's already open now, so we might as well drink it, otherwise it'll go to waste. Right?
Right. So you weren't expecting me?
I already told you. No. What's so funny?
Don't you realize what's going on here?
I realized that you wandered into my home uninvited just to drink my expensive wine.
Nein, Vash, Lily set us up. When I arrived, she said that you were expecting me, and that I should wait for you and help myself to your wine. And then, she told you that the lights in here weren't working, when clearly they're working just fine.
I'm sorry, Roderick. I didn't realize she'd become such a troublemaker. I'm sorry if she inconvenienced you. I will have a talk with her. But why did you come here to begin with? Did she trick you into that too?
I hadn't considered that possibility until now. But, yeah, I suppose it's very likely that she did.
What is that supposed to mean?
Never mind, mein Schatz. It's not important right now.
And what is that supposed to mean?
Es ist nichts, mein Lieber. Trinken Sie Ihren Wein.
Cut that out.
Was meinen Sie, mein Schatz?
All the German and pet names. Knock it off.
Have you stopped speaking German in the last 5 decades I haven't seen you, Vash?
You know I haven't, but that's not the point.
Then what is the point, mein Vash?
The point is that I'm only sitting here with you, drinking this wine, because I don't want it to go to waste. There's nothing friendly about it.
I see.
Do you always have to be such a pompous bastard?
Do you always have to be a stubborn Arschloch?
I'm the asshole for letting you waltz your fancy ass into my house and open an important bottle of wine that I've been saving.
And what have you been saving it for? Look at this bottle. It's clearly old. You treated this bottle of wine very much like you treated everything else that's special to you. You put it on a shelf, ignored it, forgot about it. It's easier for you to do that than to really admit how much it means to you. Maybe if you just put it out of sight and forget about it, it'll go away and you won't have to deal with it. You won't have to admit how priceless or irreplaceable it is.
Are we still talking about the wine?
Nein, Bosch. Wir sind es nicht. Wir über uns reden.
Us? There is no us, Roderick. I don't know what sort of false indications I may have given you in the past, but you're wrong. This bottle of wine means more to me than you do. You're right. This was a bad idea.
One day, I will be brave enough and loud enough for him to hear me sing over the mountains. One day, I'll be bold enough and strong enough to tell him how desperately I love him. How desperately I've always loved him. One day, he and I will be happy together again, like we once were. Smiling and laughing and singing and holding each other's hands. One day, I'll save him again, for good this time. And I'll never let him break ever again. And I'll protect him from anything that might dare to try and touch him. One day he'll be mine and I'll be his, the way things should be. One day everything will be just fine. But not today.
How? Where did you?
I received this in the mail yesterday. No accompanying letter, just this one page. I recognized your handwriting immediately. That's why I came here to begin with. To ask you about it. But once I sat down with you, I realized that Lily must have found it somehow and sent it to me. I'm sure she has the best intentions. You shouldn't be angry with her. So you did write it.
5 decades ago, yes. It is a diary entry about the day I last saw you.
And did you mean what you wrote?
I wouldn't have written it to begin with if I didn't mean it.
Then, why did you say what you did just now? About the vine?
I said it because You're right about me, Roderick. I push you away and I avoid you because I can't seem to deal with, you know, how I really feel about you. How I've always really felt about you. I'm sorry.
You're sorry about your feelings for me, or you're sorry for not telling me how you felt?
Both, I guess. I never wanted to burden you.
Burden me? Don't take this the wrong way, Vash, but I think it's been more of a burden for you hiding your feelings so long. And I don't just mean on me. I also mean on you and Lily. And everyone else who has played a part in our lives for over the centuries. Everyone knows how we feel about each other, mein Schatz.
How we feel about each other? What do you mean?
How is it possible that you have no idea how much I care for you, Vash? You must know somewhere deep down how I feel about you. I love you, Vash. Ich liebe dich. Je t'aime, te amo. I've always loved you. I'll say it in whatever language you want.
Then why didn't you ever tell me?
Why didn't you ever tell me?
Because I was too stubborn to admit how much I needed you. I don't know how to handle it.
And that's why I never told you. Because you're too stubborn. And the few times over the centuries that I've come close, it's only proof to further push you away.
I'm so sorry, Roderick.
Stop apologizing, Vash. Relax and drink your wine, mein Schatz. The situation does not need to be so dismal and serious.
But it is serious!
Drink your wine, Vash. It will help cut through some of the tension, yeah?
What tension?
This tension. This tension that's been haunting us for centuries. Mein Schatz. Of course, we could finally shatter it here and now. If you manage to keep yourself together.
What do you mean?
Finish your wine first, darling.
Edelweiss, Edelweiss, every morning you
Es tut mir leid.
small and white, clean and bright. You look happy to leave me. Blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow, bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my homeland forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, every morning you greet me, small and white, clean and bright. You look happy to leave me. Blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow, bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my homeland forever.
And so here we are, 2 years later. Is everything as it should be, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, she missed the best part of the story. The part where you finally gave in.
Well, it is getting late. I'm not that surprised she fell asleep. Come on, Lily. It's time for bed, yeah?
happy ending?
You did shed skin. But it's alright. We can tell you the story again some other time.
Tomorrow?
Maybe.
Good night, big brother. Roderick.
Good night, Lily.
Gute Nacht, Kleine.
I'm glad our story has a happy ending, Roderick.
This isn't the end of our story, mein lieber Schatz. It's the beginning, ja?
Ich liebe dich, Roderick.
Ich liebe dich auch, Wasch. So, are you brave enough to sing now, Vash? Loud enough for me to hear over the mountains?
But you're not across the mountains, Roderick. You're sitting right next to me.
You wouldn't have to sing very loudly then, would you?
Edelweiss, Edelweiss, every morning you greet me, small and white, clean and bright, you look happy to meet me. Blossom of snow, may you bloom and grow forever. Edelweiss, Edelweiss, bless my homeland forever.